Hey dancers, welcome to my channel. I had a request to do abdominal exercise video, so here it is. Try to find a nice soft place to practice, and we're going to lie in hook lying position where your hips, knees, and feet are all in the same line. Try not to let the knees fall in or out. And you'll notice your lower back has a natural curve. It's supposed to be there. But what we're going to do is engage our abdominals by pressing our belly button down into our spine so the natural curve goes away. Feel your spine lengthen on the mat and pretend to place an orange underneath your chin. Try not to squish it. And then we'll place our fingertips behind our head, keeping our neck nice and long, and get in touch with your breathing. Feeling the belly button pressing down into the spine as we raise our shoulder blades off of the floor. And we want to try to exhale on the way up and inhale on the way down. Really exaggerate the breathing. Try to keep the knees still. And if you need to close your eyes while you're doing this, it helps to relieve a little bit of the neck tension. Feel the ribs sliding down to the hips. And if you need a little bit of a challenge, pick up one leg and then the other to a tabletop. And continue the flow of the abdominal curls. Exhaling on your way up, inhaling on your way down, finding your own groove and rhythm. Continuing to press the lower spine into the floor. If you need even more of a challenge, lengthen your legs to a slight diagonal, continuing to press the lumbar spine into the ground and continue with the flow of your abdominal curls. And now lower one leg at a time. Feel free to shake it out or lengthen your body to stretch out the part we just strengthened. And next we will work a crossing action. You want to feel your left elbow reaching for your right knee, crossing my right ankle over my left thigh, and feeling the left rib sliding down to the right hip bone. Feeling that twisting action, working the obliques. Continuing the flow of your breathing. Exhale on the way up, inhale on the way down. Really exaggerate it. Good, lower that leg and switch to the other side. Great job, everyone. Go ahead and release the leg, lengthen your body. We just worked those abdominals. Hopefully you felt it. We're going to flip over now and lengthen them in the other direction. If you strengthen a muscle group, you also want to stretch it. We're going to do a little upward dog, some yoga crossover. And feel free to loosen up your neck by looking back and forth very gently. Even half circles will feel really nice. Let the chin roll down to the chest. Feel the spine get longer. And then push back into a child's pose. You'll notice this video has a lot of crossover between yoga and Pilates. Stay here as long as you like. If we work abdominals, we also want to strengthen our back muscles, the opposing muscles. They help each other. Stay lying prone and then lengthen your arms up over your head and then reach back, feeling your wrists being pulled towards your feet. And instead of feeling your spine compress, feel that your spine is lengthening out through the top of your head each time you do this action. Then rest your forehead on your hands, and we're going to lengthen our toes through the back wall and try to lift our legs off of the floor, keeping our knees lengthened. This is something fun I like to do with my students. I say make the letter X with your body and then make it in the sky. Now make the letter T with your body and then make it in the sky. The letter Y in the sky. And this doesn't really look like a letter, but make this shape in the sky. Lastly, make the letter I in the sky. Ooh, this feels like the most challenging one. And release. Hands by your shoulders and push into a child's pose. Next, it might feel really nice to be on all fours, hands and knees, and arch your back and then curve your back. In yoga known as cat and cow. Next, this is a great balancing exercise. Starting on all fours, you're going to lengthen one arm above your head and then lengthen the opposite leg behind you. The tricky part is not arching your back here. You'll see I'm actually looking at the camera quite often to check and make sure that I'm not arching my back. I want to keep it nice and long. Next, I love me a good plank. So your wrists should be underneath your shoulders, big jazz hands, wide fingers on the floor. Trying to make a straight line with our body. And then variations I like to include are passes or knees coming up. You can have them go to the opposite elbow or the same elbow. It's up to you. Plank variation I like to do is on the elbows. You can clasp the hands or keep them separated. And then you can do a side plank on an elbow. So turn your forearm to match the top of your mat. Try not to drop the hips, keep them lifted. You can keep the feet wide. And variations include putting one hand in front for a little bit of support on the floor, or you can put your hand on your hip, or you can lengthen that top arm to the sky. And to add even more of a challenge, go ahead and stack your feet one on top of another. And these are just things that you can play with and experiment with and do what's best for you. And maybe work up to them as time goes on. Next, hip strengtheners. Go on all fours, lengthen one leg out to the side, and do little lifts, slow and controlled. They don't have to be high, but remember to keep breathing. And then be sure to do the other side. And to finish, I like to do a little downward dog stretch, lengthening hips up to the sky, heel energy going down through the ground, and do any other stretches that you like to do, or follow along with one of my stretch videos, and I'll see you next time.